Okay, it's November 4th, 2019, and I have a couple of things to say. Let's talk about Rudy Giuliano right now. And I have to say one thing, that he's in a lot of shit. He's in a lot of problems right now. Anybody trying to stay up with the Trump campaign is not doing any good. Okay, or trying to defend Trump. That's why he's been disappearing in these last few days. You don't hear much from him. But I have to say one thing, okay, that this, I think really Rudy Giuliani is a good person, but he's doing it for money. And he's cash strapped. He had to borrow $100,000 from one of his attorneys or Trump's attorneys or whatever. And he's doing everything for money. Okay? But money cannot be the reasoning point on anything in this country. You know? The Constitution saves us. Always. I was a big fan of Richard Nixon. Very big fan. And even when you refer to the movie Nixon, you know, he says, you know, the crime here is not the burglary. The crime here is the cover-up. And when you try to cover, especially when you're the president, you have to be responsible for what you tweet and what you say. Okay? You cannot go around and saying scumbags and hatred speech like this, because it affects very weak-minded people to commit murder. I mean, what are we doing here? This is crazy. I think that I looked at the impeachment proceedings or the vote in the House, and it was not very encouraging. Now, one Republican, voted against it, or voted for it, I should say. Very disturbing. And it just may be a matter that Donald Trump will ride himself right back into the White House for another 4 years because of the economy. The economy is doing good. 128,000 new jobs last month. The American people judge by their money in their pocket, or money they have in the bank, or whatever. And that's probably going to get him reelected. What he'll do is eventually New York has won an appeals case to get 8 years of tax returns. Trump will pardon himself before he leaves office. He will. And I don't think our constitutional fathers thought this, As much as I abhor Trump's policies, it comes down to enriching his own politics. I don't know what to say more about that. But I can tell you this, Trump is going to be a very tight race again, and I'm warning the American people that Florida is a key state. When I saw Hillary Clinton campaigning, she wasn't out there enough. She wasn't. That is my argument. You got to go to the people. Pete Buttigieg would be a great candidate. We need some young blood now, not some old-time fashioned New Yorker trying to line his wallet. Okay? I mean, we need some new blood. I'm not saying that I'm endorsing him. Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and Joe Biden are old. Okay? And I'm a voter. I haven't voted yet. I haven't made up my mind. Elizabeth Warren has some great ideas. She came out this week and had, showed that how she could cover Medicare for all. I mean, God, give her some credit for that. People are asking, well, how are you going to pay for it? How are you going to pay for it? And she came out with that. It's time. Maybe we should have a woman president. Maybe it's time for that. I like Bernie Sanders. I like his ideas and everything. I don't know what happened. Back in the 1980s, I was a right-wing politician. I was for Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was a great president. He went out there especially to get the Hispanic vote and knew how important it was. And he was a great speaker. He was a great actor. And then when Ronald Reagan left office, I saw the Republican Party declining in morals and values. I mean, come on. Can you people from other swing states like Wisconsin, Minnesota, Florida, are you really voting for somebody that values the Constitution, that rules this country? I mean, really? My friend Jeff used to say, it's a sad day for America. Another 4 years of Trump is going to be havoc, but we have to face that possibility because the economy is doing well and people vote when they have money in their pocket, when they're happy and they're in their homes and they don't have to struggle against poverty or a problem. But we need to get a bigger overall picture. overall picture of everything. Constitution, our friends in Europe, everything. Let's take that into scope. You know, are we saying as American people that to change Washington is okay to violate the Constitution of the United States? Where are we going here? Do you want to go to fascism? You know? Or go to the opposite side of socialistic? That's what our founding fathers fought against. They didn't want that in our country. They wanted a democracy that would work. You Trumpers out there, look at this. Do you really think by sending all those hate messages and tweets doesn't affect people who have psychological issues? They're going to commit crimes? I mean, this is nonsense. If I wanted to defend Donald Trump, I can't. There's any ground. Give me a ground where I can defend him. No quid pro. Come on. Are we Americans or are we stupid? I saw too much of my family denying reality to believe in their comfort zones. It's time for us to do something. I'm not big on Joe Biden. I told you that earlier. But apparently he's leading. Elizabeth Warren has some great ideas. Pete Buttigieg is somebody we could use in the White House. He's young, he's smart, and he says a lot of great things. And nobody can put him in a corner. Forget his sexuality. I don't give a crap who people want to do or what they do sexually. I don't care as long as it doesn't involve children. Yes. I don't want a child molester in the White House. But I want an adult married to another adult is legal in my eyes. And whether you believe it or you're against it, you have to deal with those issues. Okay? Alright? And I post a lot. I do. Mostly my music. But I have to speak out against this. That there has to be a precedent. Everything we do now sets a precedent that says that the president can do anything he wants, even violate the Constitution. that gets done. Think, people, this is the foundation of our whole country. We cannot have that. Okay? I love you all. Thank you for listening. And I'm sure you'll be hearing from me again. Bingo.